I grew up without the embrace of a mother's love. She left this world shortly after bringing me into it. My father, supported by our extended family, shouldered the responsibility of raising me alone. At 28, I found solace in the arms of my wife, Emma. Together, we were blessed with two beautiful children, and I began to understand the true value of family. But our happiness was short-lived. At 35, Emma, a year younger than me, was diagnosed with breast cancer. Despite her courageous battle with chemotherapy, the disease mercilessly claimed her life at the tender age of 38. The loss of Emma left a void in my heart and in the hearts of our children. Sophia, my mother-in-law, spoke with stoic grace at Emma's funeral, expressing gratitude for my presence in her daughter's life. Yet, her composure shattered as Emma's coffin was placed into the cremation furnace. In a heart-wrenching moment, Sophia pleaded for Emma to wake up, her grief pouring forth in uncontrollable sobs. It was a moment of profound anguish, unmatched in my life. Sophia had known loss before. Emma's father had also succumbed to cancer at a young age. Despite her own pain, Sophia had lovingly raised Emma. Despite the challenges of being a single mother, Emma's life was tragically cut short before her time. After her passing, Sophia came to live with me in our home. It had only been a week since she moved in when something heartwarming happened. As I was preparing to leave for work, unlocking the front door, Sophia hurried to greet me, clutching something in her hands. "Andy, here you go, your lunchbox," she said, offering it to me wrapped in a checkered handkerchief. "When Emma was well, she used to pack your lunch every day, right? Eating out every day can be costly, so I'll take care of it from now on." Approaching 40, I had started to worry about my expanding waistline, but lacking culinary skills, I couldn't bring myself to make my own lunch. "Thank you so much, Mel." I expressed my gratitude. She spoke to me with a motherly tone, reminiscent of sending a child off to school. "Don't space out. Look ahead and walk properly. Take care and have a good day." Tucking the lunchbox into my bag, I headed to work with renewed energy. At lunchtime, I joined my colleague Smith in the break area. "Did you make that lunchbox?" Since Emma passed away, my lunches have been limited to cheap, deep-fried options from the lunchbox shop. "Mamo made it for me today," I replied, impressed by the array of vibrant and nutritious dishes packed inside. Sauteed mushrooms and spinach with ginger soy sauce, simmered pumpkin, and pickled carrots filled the box, meticulously prepared by Sophia. I couldn't help but wonder how much time and effort she'd have put into it. In gratitude, I decided to buy a red carnation on my way home. Upon my return, I handed the empty lunchbox and the bouquet of carnations to Sophia. Surprised and touched, she exclaimed, "Oh my, I've never received such a lovely bouquet, not even from your father. I'm sorry for making you feel obligated." "No, it was my pleasure. I appreciate the effort you put into making such a healthy lunchbox," I assured her, grateful for her kindness and support during a difficult time. Concerned about my health, Mrs. Sophia took the initiative to arrange the side dishes on the dining table, expressing her willingness to continue making lunchboxes for me. "If it's okay with you, Andy, would you let me continue making lunchboxes for you? Since my daughter is no longer here, I feel lonely too. But when I'm cooking for everyone like this, it helps distract me and makes me feel really good." Her words resonated with me deeply. The loneliness I felt after Emma's passing was a constant ache, one I tried to numb with work. So, naturally, my response to Sophia's proposal was immediate. "Of course, I'd love to, but please don't overexert yourself, Mel." Sophia's smile lit up the room as she eagerly accepted. "Great, it's settled. Well, if that's the case, I need to start preparing for tomorrow." Despite her efforts to hide it, I had seen Sophia cry alone in her room numerous times since Emma's death. She always ensured her grief remained unseen and unheard by others. In front of me and the children, she maintained a cheerful demeanor, masking her pain with laughter. Yet I knew she mourned Emma's loss deeply and struggled to find hope in her own life. If making these lunchboxes could bring even a moment of solace to Sophia, it seemed like the least I could do. And so, from that day on, Sophia made lunchboxes for us every day. On days of important business negotiations, she would include a bowl of rice topped with slices of deep-fried pork. When work weighed heavily on my shoulders, she packed lunchboxes filled with my favorite side dishes. As the children entered high school, Sophia took on the additional task of preparing lunchboxes for them as well. Occasionally, she crafted adorable lunchboxes tailored to our daughter's tastes. And then, when I was diagnosed with high cholesterol, during a workplace health checkup, Sophia delved into studying nutrition. There were nights when she burned the midnight oil with her books, and days when I gently urged her not to overexert herself due to her advancing age. But Sophia would just smile brightly in response, insisting, "I'll be fine, Andy. Even at my age, I can't help but enjoy acquiring new knowledge." When I was young, there were wars and all sorts of things going on, so I had fewer opportunities to study what I liked. That's why now, I feel like I've become a college student. In that moment, Sophia's eyes mirrored those of her late wife, Emma. Just as Emma would lose herself in gardening magazines all night long, Sophia now immersed herself in her studies. I once told Emma not to neglect her health in her pursuit of knowledge, to which she replied with the same determination as Sophia. "It's so much fun to expand my knowledge, but I'll be careful. Thank you." It was a moment when I realized that both Emma and Sophia were truly mother and daughter. Time marched on, and I finally reached the day of retirement. Sophia, at 82 years old, remained remarkably energetic and had never been hospitalized. Despite her age, she continued to make my lunchbox every day, ensuring our meals were well-balanced and healthy. On the morning of my last day of work, I received the usual lunchbox from Sophia and headed out. Since losing my wife, I had poured myself into my work, knowing that Sophia took care of the household and our children impeccably. Her nutritious meals contributed to our family's well-being, and thanks to her, I had no health concerns as I reached 60. As I left the house, I turned to Sophia, who stood at the entrance seeing me off. "Thank you very much, Mel, for making my lunchbox every day until today. Thanks to you, I was able to reach retirement safely." Sophia, her back noticeably hunched, immediately settled into seiza, a formal Japanese sitting position, and bowed deeply, touching the floor with 3 fingers. "Thank you for your hard work throughout your career. Just one more day, give it your best." Carrying my lunchbox as usual, I made my way to work. Upon arriving, I stamped the final seal, a task that would typically feel mundane, but on this day, it felt nostalgic. My subordinates bustling around, me, the retiring senior, gently guiding them. Every scene in the workplace felt precious. During the lunch break, I shared my final meal at work with Smith, a colleague who was also retiring. While Sophia's meals could be enjoyed at home, there was a unique sentiment attached to the lunchbox. It seemed to convey a hidden message from the maker, urging me to stay strong and resilient. "Get it together, cheer up. Since you had a drinking party until late last night, let's have a stomach-friendly meal today," Smith joked, recognizing the significance of the occasion. I had looked forward to Sophia's lunchbox every day. No matter how challenging things were at work, eating the lunchbox rejuvenated me. Even when feeling under the weather, properly savoring Sophia's meal helped me push through the afternoon. To Sophia, her daily act of preparing my lunchbox was more than just providing nourishment. It was a gesture of love and support, a silent reminder that I was not alone in facing life's challenges. I was the husband of her daughter, connected not by blood, but by the bonds of marriage. Through Sophia's daily provision of lunchboxes, I experienced a maternal affection that filled a void in my life. In my youth, my grandmother would prepare simple lunchboxes for my school outings, typically consisting of onigiri and rolled omelets. Reflecting on my journey, I carefully unwrapped the lunchbox one day to find a piece of paper atop its contents. It was a letter from Mrs. Sophia, expressing her gratitude. "Andy, thank you for entrusting me with the important task of making lunchboxes. After losing my husband early on, and then my daughter, I struggled daily to find purpose and direction in my life. However, fulfilling this role has brought me immense joy and has sustained me through the darkest times. Even when my daughter was a student, I would wake up early every morning to craft these lunchboxes. However, during that time, I was also balancing a job, leaving me little room to craft elaborate lunchboxes. Nonetheless, I felt a profound sense of achievement in providing nutritious meals for my grown-up son every day. Andy, thank you for allowing me to fulfill the role of a mother once again, Sophia expressed in her letter. As I finished reading her heartfelt words, tears welled up in my eyes. Though Sophia was my stepmother, her love resonated deeply through the lunchboxes she painstakingly prepared. It was because of her efforts that I had safely reached this point in my life. Feeling a reluctance to disturb the sentimentality of the moment, I delicately tucked the letter into my inner pocket and hesitated to lift my chopsticks to eat. However, upon opening the lid of the lunchbox, I was greeted by a simple yet touching message written atop the white rice. Good job. A smile naturally spread across my face, warming my heart. The taste of that final lunchbox was bittersweet, tinged with a hint of saltiness that mirrored the tears in my eyes. On my way home that day, I purchased a bouquet of red carnations and presented it to Sophia alongside the empty lunchbox. With gratitude overflowing, I addressed her as Mom and expressed my heartfelt appreciation for everything she had done. Sophia's initial surprise quickly melted into a gentle, motherly smile, affirming the deep bond that had grown between us.